kotse ba? Feel kotse na.
Sabi nila, karamihan daw ng mga legendary na sasakyan sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas lumabas noong dekada 80 at 90. Kwento lang sa akin yan ni Tito Joseph kasi hindi pa naman ako pinapanganak noon.
Tito Stan, ano yung 80 at 90?
80s tsaka 90s. Oo na. Joke lang ako. Hindi naman kayo mabiro. Anyway, sa mga umabot sa mga panahong yon, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Sari-sari ang mga otong nasa kalsada noon at karaniwan mga Japanese brands ang makikita. Kung natatandaan nyo pa mga yan, hindi ba kayo nagtataka kung ano ang nangyari sa kanila? I'm Stanley Chi and this is Phil Koch's top list of 10 popular cars in our market and what happened to them. Before we start, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon below and be the first to see our latest video content. At para lagi kayong updated sa full specs, latest pricing at news tungkol sa mga tampok na kotse dito, don't forget to check out our Phil Koche Car Guide. Just click the link in the description below. Sa dami ba naman ng mga nausong sasakyan noon, pumili lang kami ng 10 na ilalagay sa listahan. So this is by no means an So this is by no means an exhaustive list. Also, we'll be running them down in no particular order. Number 1, ang Toyota Tamaraw. Marami ang sure na makakakilala dyan dahil sikat na commercial vehicle ang Tamaraw dito sa atin. Ginagamit sa delivery, sa pamamasada at kahit school bus ng mga chikiting. Makanto ang itsura, parang Tesla Cybertruck at 3 ang engine options, isang 1.2, 1.3 at 1.5 liters, lahat gasolina. Take note, timing chain na ang gamit niyan. The Toyota Tamaraw was first released in the Philippines in December 1976, eventually reaching Indonesia in June 1977 as the Kijang or deer. Binigyan ito ng alias na Kijang Buaya or Crocodile Kijang kasi mukhang buhaya daw ang itsura kapag nakabukas ang hood. Hindi dahil mga politiko kung gumagamit nito. Kinalaunan, naging Tamaraw FX na ito noong 90s. Dumaan sa pagiging Tamaraw FX Revo hanggang sa maging Toyota Innova. Paano ka Hello. Hello, sir. Hello. How are you able to enter? We locked the door because we're shooting.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Buwang. Okay, hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
see you later. Yeah.
Okay, see you.
See you.
Let's go to CNH later.
Yeah, sure.
Massage.
He looks Vietnamese, right?
Number 2, ang Mitsubishi Adventure. Ito naman ang isa sa mga naging karibal ng Tamaraw FX. Tulad ng sa Toyota, international din ang modelong ito. It started as the Freca in Taiwan and was also marketed as the Jolie in Vietnam and the Kuda in Indonesia. Pumatok ang Adventure sa mga Pinoy dahil sobrang versatile nito, pwedeng-pwedeng pang-pamilya at pang-negosyo. 3 seating rows ang main feature ng Adventure with the rear seats facing each other on either side for a total of 10 occupants. Eventually, those were replaced by a forward-facing rear bench, bringing passenger capacity down to 7. Pero ganun pa man, hindi pa rin napigilan ang pagiging mabenta nito, considering na iisang generation lang naman ang nilabas sa Pilipinas. Dinaan lang sa minor design revisions at interior tweaks. Naging available ang Adventure in both 2-liter gasoline and 2.5-liter diesel versions with manual and automatic transmission. Sometime after 2004, tinanggal ang gasoline at automatic variants, leaving the diesel manual powertrain until the model's departure in 2018. May attempt ang Mitsubishi na palitan ng Adventure noong 2007 with the Fusion MPV, kaso Adventure lang talaga ang sakalam. Namaalam na finally ang Adventure noong 2018 dahil sa stricter emission standards at ngayon pinalitan na nga siya ng Expander. Number 3 ang Isuzu Highlander, completing the trio of Asian Utility Vehicles or AUV along with the Tamaraw FX and the Adventure. Lumabas ito noong 1991 as the Isuzu Panther in Indonesia, hindi lang bilang 10-seater na wagon body style, kundi bilang pickup din. Dumating ang Panther sa Pilipinas noong 1997 bilang Highlander, kasabay ng release ng action movie ni Val Kilmer na The Saint. Medyo hawig kami ni Val Kilmer. Nung nasa Batman na, hindi yung nasa Top Gun na bago. Kaya naman ma-action din ang commercial ng Highlander starring Edu Manzano na ilang paligo lang ang lamang sa akin. Isa sa mga naging selling points ng Highlander ang pagkakaroon ng 2.5-liter direct injection diesel engine na hindi pa common rail ha. Tulad ng Tamaraw FX at Adventure, maraming naging suki ang Highlander, hindi lang sa mga pamilya kundi pati sa transport operators. Noong 2001, pinalitan ng Crosswind ang Highlander for the Philippine market, eventually spawning XUV and Sportivo designations for the upper spec variants. In 2017, nag-goodbye na ang Crosswind dahil sa Euro 4 emissions standards at ang AUV ng Isuzu napalitan ng midsize SUV in the form of the New X. Number 4, ang Mitsubishi L300. Alam nyo bang nakakalimang generations ng modelong yan? Dinaig pa si Tito Joseph. Pero ang pinaka-tumatak siguro sa mga Pinoy, yung second generation na lumabas noong 1979, pero dumating sa atin noong 1987. This was offered in two body styles. This was offered in two body styles, one as the Versa van and the other as a cab and chassis variant for business use. Nagkaroon din ng sub-variants yan tulad ng FB or family business, WT or watertight at DS or drop side. Malamang nakatulong ang Philippine action movie sa pagsikat ng L300 Versa van lalo na't madalas gamitin yan bilang sasakyan ng mga kontrabida. Eventually, the Versa van was phased out in 2012, but the commercial version of the L300 continued to be a popular choice for business owners. In 2017, in-announce ng Mitsubishi Motors Philippines na papalitan na ang 4D56 or 4D56 diesel engine ng L300 to comply with stricter emissions regulations. Kaya naman ang mga bagong L300 ngayon, common rail turbo diesel na ang gamit. Number 5, the Toyota Light Ace. Specifically, the third generation Light Ace van belonging to the M series released in 1985. Mula sa semi-elliptical leaf spring, binago ang rear suspension nito to a 4-link type with pan-hard rod para mas car-like ang ride quality. Yan din ang dahilan kung bakit ginawang rack and pinion ng steering at ni-revise din ang seating position ng driver para daw malasedan ng feels. Yun nga lang, nasa ilalim pa rin ng driver ang makina kaya literal na mag-iinit ang sino mang humawak ng manibela. Maraming Light Ace units ang napadpad dito through the gray market, kaya yung iba may panoramic or skylight roof. Meron din namang naka 4-wheel drive at diesel pa para pwedeng isabak sa off-road drives. Eventually, naglaho ang Light Ace sa Pilipinas pero bumalik din naman this year ang nameplate na ito bilang light commercial vehicle sa lineup ng Toyota. Munting patalastas lang. If you want the hottest promos and deals for brand new cars in the Philippines, punta na sa philcoche.com. Sing-init ko mga offers doon at garantisadong makikita mo ang affordable dream car mo. Number 6, ang Honda Civic. Nagsimula ang love affair ng mga Pinoy sa Civic noong 1992 when the 5th generation model reached our shores as both a 3-door hatchback and 4-door sedan. Dalawang gasoline engine choices available, isang carbureted at isang fuel-injected. Since then, the Civic has never failed to make it in Honda Cars Philippines lineup with customers choosing it for its sporty practicality, wide availability of aftermarket accessories, and of course, VTEC power. Hindi lang yan ha. Naging saksi din ng mga Pinoy sa pagkakaroon ng performance variant ng Civic and Civic Type R. Sino ba naman ang hindi kikiligin sa Type R with its aggressive aero tweaks, especially tuned engine and exclusive manual transmission? Buhay na buhay pa ang Civic nameplate sa Pilipinas now in its 11th generation with turbo power throughout the range. Abangan nyo kung darating din ba rito ang latest generation ng Civic Type R. Number 7, ang Kia Pride, which was sold in the Philippines from 1990 to 2005 in both hatchback and sedan body styles. Alam nyo bang galing sa Mazda ang design na yan at binenta as the Ford Festiva from 1986 to 2002. Solid ang Kia Pride noong mga panahon na yon, lalo na bilang first car. Cute ang itsura, madaling i-drive sa traffic at matipid ang makina. Yun nga lang, medyo basic ang features. Sa top of the line, GTX sedan nga, yung front doors lang ang may power windows. But that didn't stop many customers from purchasing it, especially as taxi units. Hanggang ngayon, baka may maispatan pa kayong Kia Pride unit sa kalsada. In 1999, just before the turn of the millennium, the Pride was eventually replaced by Kia Rio. Number 8, syempre ang Toyota Corolla. Before the Vios arrived in our market, the Corolla was likely Toyota's best-selling model here. Hindi naman nakapagtaka dahil bestseller yan worldwide as early as 1974. The Corolla's 4th generation was marketed in Asian countries such as Malaysia and Indonesia. Take note, Isa ang Pilipinas sa mga bansang nag-assemble niyan for the Asian market. Hindi lang sedan ang naging available body style ng Corolla dito dahil nagkaroon din ng station wagon at liftback versions. By the 7th generation, naging mas malaki at mas aerodynamic ang design ng Corolla, kaya gumraduate na from being a subcompact car to a compact car. Sa kabila niyan, naging benchmark pa rin ng mga Pinoy ang Corolla pagdating sa forma, performance at reliability. Sinimulan ng Toyota ang Corolla Altis designation sa 9th generation, a nameplate that continues to be used on the current version sold here. Number 9, ang Mazda Familia, sold here as the 323. 6th generation nito ang nakarating sa Pilipinas noong 1990s, boasting one of the most generous cabins in terms of interior space at that time. Ang mas amazing pa, lightweight ang kaha, less than 1,000 kilograms, at standard ang disc brakes on all 4 wheels. Bukod sa regular 4-door sedan version, meron ding 323F or Astina na 5-door fastback body style with pop-up headlamps. Kahit mababa lang ang output ng 1.6-liter engine nito, dahil maganang kaha, hindi problema ang acceleration. Tumagal ang 323 sa Pilipinas until the 8th generation model in 2000. By then, it was offered with Mazda Speed accessories including a wraparound body kit, rear spoiler, Momo steering wheel, strut tower, gas charge shock absorbers, and a Mazda Speed exhaust by UMEX. Wala nang Mazda 323 ngayon dahil napalitan na ito ng Mazda 3 noong 2004, also coming in both sedan and hatchback body styles. Number 10, the Mitsubishi Mirage. You would be mistaken if you thought that the 2012 version was the first time the nameplate came into existence. Bakit? Kasi nag-umpisa ang Mirage noong 1978 bilang hatchback, sold in 3 and 5-door configurations. Yung Mirage ang nagsilbing debut ng Super Shift transmission ng Mitsubishi. Dalawang cambio, isa para sa standard 4 gears at isa para sa high and low range, 8 speeds in total. Sumikat ang Mirage dito noong 80s bilang imported na Colt, hindi yung beer ha. And eventually, sa Pilipinas na rin ito inassemble at the former Mitsubishi Motors plant in Cainta. By 1987, yung third generation Mirage ay nakilala bilang new generation Mitsubishi Lancer, moving away from the box-type design. The fifth generation Mirage became known as the Lancer sedan in our market in 1996, joined by the two-door GSR Sports Coupe. Tulad ng binanggit ko kanina, tinanggal ang Colt name at binalik sa Mirage noong 2012 bilang isang aerodynamic at fuel-efficient na 5-door hatchback. This was launched in the Philippines in 2013, followed by the Mirage G4 sedan noong 2014. At present, refresh na ang Mirage G4 with Mitsubishi's Dynamic Shield design at hinihintay pa rin ang magiging plano ng Mitsubishi for the Mirage hatchback. And that wraps up Phil Coach's top list of 10 popular cars in our market and what happened to them. I'm your host, Stanley Chiang, yung senpai ng Turbuhan, na nagpapaalala sa inyong lahat na 400,000 subscribers ang target natin ngayong taon. Kaya sana, mag-subscribe na kayo. Hindi yung nood lang kayo ng nood. Mag-follow kayo sa aking mga social media accounts. At syempre, makinig kayo sa aking podcast, Underpaid with Stanley Chi, sa Spotify and Apple Podcast. So paano ba yan? Kita-kits tayo sa next video, dito lang sa Phil Coche. Bye-bye!
Thanks for watching. For the latest news, reviews, and anything you want to know about cars and car ownership, visit philcoche.com. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify para hindi ka huli sa usapan. Tandaan, kotse ba? Phil Coche na!